academics beyond, when we talk about issues that concern the state, void of politics, fear or favor, the West African Examinations Council has rejected calls by the National Union of Ghana Students for urgent reforms to include student representation in national examination decision making. NUGS had raised concerns about what it described as the exclusion of student voices from critical WAEC committees such as the Ghana Examinations Committee and the WAEC Investigative Committee, which oversees examination cancellation and probe malpractices. So responding to the call, the head of WAEC's national office, Dr. Rosamond Wilson, argued that the council already has adequate mechanisms to engage directly with stakeholders most affected by its decision. She stressed that students through NUGS are not required in some structures. So she further explained that issues to examination, malpractices and cancellation are handled directly with candidates and teachers, making the role of the NUGS unnecessary. So this is actually coming from WAEC. They are saying that they don't need the NUGS in their committee. Recently, we had complaints that state that a lot of BEC papers have been cancelled. Some people, results came out very, very bad. And it has been a call to action. And so the NUGS is saying, the NUGS, they are representatives for schools. And so they are calling for WAEC to include them in their committee. And we know that these NUGS actually have direct relation with students. They have a direct relation with the students. In fact, they are students themselves. They've gone through that and they are still experiencing it. And so they want to include them. This is decision making. It's not as if they are going to add up to the board or they are going to mark papers for these students or they are going to do something. No, just include them to the board and then they offer their decisions. Maybe this year we've recorded about 90% of these students engage in malpractices. This is what we want to do to deter them. Maybe we want to cancel their papers. Maybe we want to refer some of them. Then they can also add their decision. That see, we are so close to the student. This and that and that and that are their main reasons. Now, WAEC is also saying that NUGS, you haven't gotten there. You haven't acquired your certificate to be picked up or nominated as a GS. You don't work with the Ghana Education Service. You've not gotten there. Why do you want to be added to the committee? After all, we the committee have a direct interaction with students. We have a direct interaction with the teachers. We have a direct interaction with the parents. And so NUGS, what you are bringing on board does not make sense. And I want to state this clear. Teachers will not tell you the raw issue on ground. No teacher will tell you because this school has been noted for maybe malpractice. And you think a teacher will be open to tell you that yes, it is true. We usually copy a lot. And these are the main reason. No. Maybe the teachers are not even doing their best to equip this student for their examination. And you think these teachers can stand up, or the head teachers of these schools can tell you that it's true. Our teachers do not do their best, so I think the fault is from their teachers. No. They will always shift the blame to the students. They will always shift the blame to the students. Every teacher will tell you that I've done my part. And they will tell you that the teacher is supposed to do 40%. The remaining 70% is for the students. When you go home, you do extra of what the teacher has taught you. And so when you tell me that because you interact with teachers, you interact with these students, and you think a student who has copied in an examination hall, you've cancelled her paper or his paper, and then you go to see him and this student will be sincere enough to tell you the reason why he or she is copying. No, they won't do that. But you see, the NUGS, there is this kind of relationship between representatives of the schools and then normal students. They are representatives from different schools. They know what is going on ground. They've spoken to some of these students. Involving them in the committee is not as if they are taking your job from you. It's not as if they are taking your responsibility or they are coming to do what you are already doing. It's just to add a fair knowledge. Why not give them the opportunity? And then when you feel like they're not doing the right thing, you can decide to take them out. But immediately you said, no, you don't need them on board. Why would you say you don't need them on board? This has been happening consistently. Every year we will have schools that their papers are cancelled. Every year we will have students that have copied in examination hall. And every year they arrest teachers with mobile phones. Recently they arrested one at Bema camp with a phone and questions to the oral English they wrote. This has been happening every day. And I think WAEC needs to do a thorough checkup within the committee themselves. Because if you're setting up a question and the question links, the teacher in the school at Odogono is not part of your committee. So if these exam questions are linked, you cannot tell me that the teacher in Odogono linked that question. It is between the executives of the WAEC. You people should question yourself and then do a thorough checkup within that same committee, because it does not make sense. And sometimes you go to the exam or the same question, what they saw is what is there. These teachers do not work with you people. When you people set the questions, it's not supposed to be known till you are in the hall. But 10 minutes before the main paper, the questions are all over the net. Who spread it? That should be the question you should be asking yourself. It is an insider. This is not someone outside. It's an insider. But you will be the same people that are complaining that there are more practices and stuffs. Who is behind this? Who is linking those questions? It's because they are linking those questions. Why do you expect the students to study? If you always solve a problem using the right direction, and then you feel like it's not helping, what do? Is to change the direction to the left side and see whether that is going to solve the problem. So if the NUGS are calling on you that they want you to include them in your committee so they can share their ideas or their thoughts, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. These people can go as far as convincing students to know more of what they are going through. But when you feel like the WAEC committee is the best people that can solve this more practice, and they enjoy it because more practice is papa. That is why I'm saying that you have to do a thorough check within the WAEC committee themselves, those who set the questions. If we are 5 people that set questions, and the question is to be released the day students are supposed to write the paper, and a day before that day, the questions are linked outside or are being exposed, then it means there is someone within you people that is linking the questions. As long as the questions has been linked there, then obviously and I'm tempted to believe that maybe you are not being paid well, because they don't just give you the questions like that. You have to pay before they release those questions to you. And a lot of people have taken advantage over that to lure students, take their money, and so they give them questions you get, and then that is not the questions on the paper. And so to solve more practices in examination, it has to do with a whole lot. We're supposed to tackle it from the root cause. Who is linking those questions? What should we do to prevent it? How do we get to convince these students to pour out their heart to us? Why do they always copy? Is it that they are not being taught well? Is it that it is themselves that are refusing to study? These are questions that you should ask yourself. And you feel like you've done all this and it doesn't work, what do you think you should do? Then you come up with the next step. And I think NUGS will help. Taking them out or not including them because they've not gotten to your standard or because they've not achieved those PhD and masters is not going to help us solve more practices. Thank you for making time with me on the video.